Welcome back everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Just for the Modders. On today's episode, we're going to be fixing a inner rotating compass bezel. Now, I reviewed this watch on my channel, The Watcher. This is the Seiko Land Monster. If you haven't seen this before, I suggest you check out my review on my channel. I'll post a link in the description. Amazing watch. Just recently added this to my collection, but it came with a problem, and the problem being that there's a rotating compass bezel within the watch, and it works by this crown here at the 4 p.m. Now it's actually not working. I rotate it and nothing happens, so we're gonna open this, check it out, and see how we can fix it and if it is possible to fix. But in order to do that, we need to open it out. So I'll try and keep this episode as short as possible, just to keep everybody engaged. And so we're gonna go straight into the actual fix, and I'll show you how to put it back together, and then hopefully let's see if we can actually fix the problem. Before we head on over to the actual clip, remember, please hit the subscribe button. Also remember to hit the notifications bell so you're up to date with all the latest reviews. Let's get this channel out there, guys. Thank you everyone who's subscribed so far and the support. Remember to check the description for any links. There's a link to my eBay store. There's also my email address if you have any queries or any questions regarding watch modding, or if you'd like me to do any mods for you. If you're in the UK or indeed the EU, we can discuss things further. So without further ado, let's start to repair this absolute beast of a watch. So I have already disassembled the watch. Pretty straightforward. The disassembly is same as every other watch. Basically took the case back off, removed the movement, removed the crown first, then removed the movement, and here we have the watch case, and it's complete with the rotating bezel. Let's have a look at the problem. So as you can see, I'm turning the crown, and there's no movement within the actual bezel itself. So we need to turn it around, have a look at the mechanism, and see what the problem is. Now for this fix, you don't need any special tools. I've just got my basic standard tools out. I've got the crystal press there. We'll move on to that a little bit later, but yeah, just your basic tools for this job. Now there's a slight confession I need to make at this point. Me being me, I actually started fixing this watch, and then I remembered, you know what, I need to make a video. So I've actually done the fix already, but we can take a closer look and I'll tell you exactly what's happened there. So the actual problem here was where you can see that little C-clip, and that's actually attached to that rod that is connected to the crown. When I was spinning it, it was just spinning out. So that C-clip had actually cut into the plastic gear that you see, which is connected to the actual bezel, and you can see just the gear teeth there. And it was just spinning out because it had cut the plastic away. So all I did, I got a bit of super glue, just added 2 drops just to fill that gap there, and just to cover the actual C-clip. Now, as you just saw, it's actually rotating absolutely fine. I did leave the glue to dry slightly, and you can use Loctite, you can use even hypo cement here. Just make sure you give it adequate drying time. And you know what, pretty straight forward and easy fix. You can see it's rotating absolutely fine, and it just needed some securing. You know, the only way to fix this permanently is to get a new gear, plastic gear that you saw. But this watch, it was made in Malaysia and parts are discontinued for this, so it is next to impossible sourcing parts for this watch. Now this is the glue that I used, just a bit of Loctite glue. You know, you can get any type of glue really. Just be careful you don't drip it you know, onto the case, and just be very careful with that glue. And there I've just shown you the hypo cement, so you can use any of the two, and there's some Loctite, so that will actually fix it for you. So very quick and easy fix, as I just stated. Now while we leave that to dry, we're gonna have a look at the actual crystal. Now the crystal, when I got it, is pretty scratched up, so this gives me a chance to actually take the crystal out, measure it to see what kind of crystal we need in order to replace it. We're just going to leave that glue there to dry. As you can see, it's still a bit wet, and that's what we want to address. So you can just see the surface scratches to the crystal. It is hardlex, and I will probably replace it with a domed hardlex, because a sapphire crystal is going to be a bit pricey, and there's going to be quite a lot of waiting time. I don't actually mind hardlex. I'm pretty careful with my watches. So I won't be scratching it anytime soon, I don't think. So we have our crystal press here. Make sure you get the right size dies. Actually insert them within the case to make sure that it's clearing the bezel and it's only going to hit the crystal. With my press, I need to just screw the dies a bit forward just to get that pressing down. I think I've just used it quite a few times, so that's gone quite slack. So bear with while I just adjust it so I can get enough pressure on the actual crystal to press it out. Once that's been set, there we go, that satisfying little pop crystal is out. Let's measure it and see how thick this crystal is. Let's get the calipers out and let's see what the measurement is. And the measurement is 32 millimeters in diameter, so that's the exact same diameter as a Seiko turtle crystal. But look at the thickness, 3.6 mil. Now that's probably the thickest crystal that I've seen. And the only crystal I have to hand, I do have a sapphire SRP 777 turtles crystal, which obviously is not going to fit. So I'll have to use that link on eBay and get one that is about 3.6 mil thick. So at this point we can just go ahead, reinstall that crystal until we source a new one. Just remember to double check the fit and finish of the crystal, make sure it's been fitted correctly. So it's about time to go ahead and reassemble this watch. Before we do, let's unscrew the crown. Let's see if it's worked and let's just check our work right now. So you can see it's rotating absolutely fine. Screws out, screws in, and it's fully functioning. So that little trick has absolutely worked. The glue's had time to dry now and we can go ahead and put everything back together. Let's just turn this watch around and give you a view of how the screw down action works. So you press the crown down and you'll see that white plastic gear actually moves forward, allowing you to lock the crown. And when you unscrew the crown, then that gear will move into place, lock into the teeth, and allowing you to rotate the bezel. So let's lock it and just put it on top of the dial, flip it over. Now you can see the movement there. Just have a look at this movement though. So it's made in Malaysia, and just look at that pattern and engraving they've done on the oscillating rotor. That looks really nice, and there's a lot of attention to detail definitely there, something which you're obviously not going to see. Before you begin putting the movement back into place, just make sure it's aligned correctly and just hold it down from the center and begin to press around the movement holder just to make sure it's sat down and very secure. Now finally we can install the crown and install the case back gasket, and then finally the case back. Screw it down tight, make sure the gasket is seated correctly and it's been screwed in tight enough, and there we go. There we have it everyone, the watch has been fixed, fully working, pretty easy repair. I did not expect that. I expected it to put up more of a fight, but there you go, not everything's always difficult. So appreciate everybody watching. Thank you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you for the next episode.